Leo. Welcome to Nightbird Tarot and welcome to your March Tarot forecast with me. My name is Brooke. This reading is for all those born under the sign of Leo. Please watch for your sun, your rising, as well as your moon sign in this reading. And Leo, let's get started with your March forecast. I've already noticed from the get-go, because you do have an ace beginning your reading, we see the Ace of Cups. Many Leos are in or have entered new relationships. This could be new love. This could be even reigniting, re-existing relationships. This could even be upswing in your sex lives. Much passion is being given and received in the month of March. But a total new beginning on the emotional circuit for Leo. This also could be a great indicator of total new beginnings emotionally for Leo as well. And that's a beautiful thing to see for Leo. So there's much love that's come in for Leo. And March is definitely being highlighted for love for Leo. So this is a general reading for many of you that are kind of like, what? I'm not in a new relationship. Or I'm not seeing anybody. This could be very much about new starts emotionally, not only romantically, but the Ace of Cups is a card of the senses. It's very much about reigniting something. This could be your creativity for many as well. This could be through songwriting, writing. This could be painting. This could be in the arts. This could be tackling that novel that you've put on the shelf for 6 months. This also could be, something to do with those that are interested in esoteric metaphysical subjects. This could be taking some sort of soul journey. This could be delving into something that you've never done before. So this can run the gamut for many of those that are watching. So if you're kind of like, I don't have anything going on in my love life, don't fret, Leo, because this is a general reading, but there's some form of emotional highlight and great new beginnings with that. So going forward, we do see the Chariot card, and I know my lighting's kind of dim today. The Chariot's next to the Ace of Cups. The Chariot's very much about courage and driven and controlling the outcomes of things and just like knocking people out of the way to get what you want. And nothing is stopping Leo in the month of March. You're very focused, very driven, trying to perhaps regain a sense of control or confidence when it comes to relationships or in your emotional life in general. So there's a great drive indicated for Leo this month of not only centered around relationships, but a lot of attention given to your emotional state of mind as well. Following this, we see the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups has shown up in every reading I have performed today. And Leo, you are let's see, Aries, Gemini, Taurus, Cancer. You're the fifth sign I've read today because I go in order. So the Queen of Cups has shown up in every single reading. I don't know if she's stalking me today or what's going on, but the Queen of Cups, when a repetitive card keeps showing up in each reading, especially if you do multiple readings on YouTube for the readers that are watching, you know that there's something about that card or that it's sending a message of some kind. And the Queen of Cups to me is very much about mother figures. And Leo, it's also very much about nurturing as well. So the Queen of Cups could possibly be a water sign female. But the Queen of Cups in general is the mother. She's nurturing. She's unconditional love. She's supportive. She's creative. She's imaginative. She is the cuddly the cuddly type of person that you feel safe around, that takes care of you. And this could be coming from Leo yourself, this could be coming from other people, or this could be you centered around this situation, relationship, or just in general what's going on in your life, which is very comforting. It's a comforter type of card, the Queen of Cups. Next to her, we see the High Priestess Leo. So, the Queen of Cups, of course, is a water sign, can very much be about high psychic times for Leo, not just female Leos. This could be applicable to male Leo as well in the month of March. The High Priestess speaks about intuition, trusting your gut. This could be high times for psychic ability, receiving guidance intuitively, trusting signs, trusting symbols, trusting your gut instincts. And for Leo, I really think that this dynamic of a new relationship that's possibly going on for others that are watching, and for other people, this could also be in terms of creativity outlets, creative outlets, emotional new beginnings in existing relationships. The High Priestess is all about trusting this, going with your gut instinct, and having the knowing that maybe this relationship took off like a rocket into outer space and you are knocking people out of the way because you want this and you will do whatever it takes to get to it. But you're following your heart, you're following your gut this month, Leo. So all bets are off the table in terms of what possibly may occur, what you may do to reach or seek out what you want. Now, following the High Priestess is a total contradiction with the Hierophant, but the Hierophant's very much notable as the Pope in the Tarot deck. This is all about tradition. This can be very much about uh, faith, religion, higher institutions. Traditionally speaking, in terms of Leo, for you, this could be a traditional type of relationship, more of a not conservative relationship, but more of a traditional feeling to the relationship, being courted, old fashioned values, uh, tradition or strengths or strong ties to the other person, being very, very close to their family. Nowadays, for some reason, meeting the parents doesn't happen like it used to be back in the olden days. I sound like I'm super old, and which I'm not. But these old fashioned traditional values of meeting the parents, meeting the family, and very often anymore you just don't see that as much. So that may be very much applicable to Leo as well. And for some reason, Leo, I'm just picking up on that there's a great uprising of emotion for you. There's a great reignition or something reignited emotionally for you, whether it's in new relationships or re-existing relationships. Now, going forward from this, you all have felt, or many of you have felt, very stuck stuck in outdated or outmoded ways of beliefs about yourself when it comes to relationships. And many of you, even though things may be on a new start, many of you may also still be feeling a bit stuck. This doesn't have to be stuck in how you feel or think about relationships. This may be how you feel in life in general. Feeling stuck, feeling kind of trapped in certain situations, but at the same time, you're being divinely guided. Something is kind of coming in and saying, okay, calm down. This is happening, but if you want things to change, take a rest from overthinking stuff too much, or take a rest in trying to control the outcome of things too much, And I really get the sense this is something very much tied into work or money or even the home for Leo. So in your second line, we see the Eight of Swords, the Star card, the Four of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Star card, Leo, is right in the middle of the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords. Very much about feeling stuck, feeling entrapped mentally, feeling like you can't move out of a certain situation, but at the same time, wishing, hoping, and praying that things will change. And things can change, Leo. Now is the time for you to kind of rest, to listen to your body, to take a break a little bit, to pray, to ask for spiritual awareness, spiritual assistance, because something is leading you to something more defined of who you are, which can create much financial stability in the near future. So the message is for Leo: if you're feeling trapped or stuck in a certain career or job or even relationship or where you live, take a little break from that, step back, and have a retreat of some kind where perhaps this month you can regain a sense of direction, because something ultimately is leading you to something more of a completion. This could be financially, this could be long term, where you're going to feel more satisfied in the future about where you are. In terms of what's to come up for Leo, we have the Page of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. So in the future for March for Leo, very much about relationships, emotions in relationships, the direction of relationships, how you feel about the relationship. Also, this is a great creative time for Leo as well. Many of you may be very busy this month, juggling more than one job, juggling home, family, children, but also juggling perhaps many things to bring in income with the Two of Pentacles. But it's a reminder to keep yourself balanced, okay? So if you're having to work more than one job, or if you're doing something that you love with passion, but you're supplementing your income, that could be notable for Leo as well. The Four of Cups ends this line, and it indicates to me for Leo that many of you may be very dissatisfied with something that is right in front of your face, and you don't even realize that the gift is being given to you, because something's overshadowing all of it. You may be feeling jaded, you may be feeling a bit distracted, you just don't have the fire in the belly anymore about a certain endeavor or a certain situation. This, for some reason, Leos, you're kind of holding back this month as well when it comes to something being offered to you, because whatever you're seeking emotionally or whatever you're seeking spiritually, there's many decisions or there's many opportunities perhaps being presented to you. You may not feel it, Leo. You may not feel that it's what you want. So if you are being offered more than one job this month, or if you are being offered more than one opportunity this month, you may not make a decision because nothing is really speaking to you when it comes to that. In terms of your focus and outcome, we have the King of Swords with the Ten of Rods. The King of Swords is looking away from this Ten of Rods. The King of Swords is very much an air sign male, but perhaps in this reading, Leo, it's very much about diplomacy, strategy, and I get the sense for many of those that somebody in your life is turning their back on you in terms of being a bit standoffish or being a bit disengaged from you. They are plotting and planning ahead for the future for themselves. And in terms of doing that, they have to use strategy. They have to be diplomatic. And they're very serious about what they say. Do not confuse words with actions this month. if someone tells you something, that's probably what they're going to follow through with. So, Leo, I'm getting more than one thing from your reading this month. I'm actually getting two or three things from your reading this month, but this King of Swords is looking away from the Ten of Rods. So he's essentially turning turning away from you, turning his back away from you, and leaving you with the feeling of feeling burdened or feeling guilty or having to carry some kind of weight or burden. And this also could be very much you deciding to free yourself from this burden, freeing yourself perhaps from a situation that does bring you passion, but because of it, you have to supplement your income and you're kind of feeling jaded with anything else that's coming down or on the horizon for you. This king in particular can very much be associated with strategy, diplomacy, speaking his mind, but don't confuse what he's saying to you, especially if he decides to turn his back on a situation or to leave you faced with the burden of moving forward but carrying a lot of weight or guilt from something. I think that's very separate from your first line. However, this is indicated for you, and this may be coming towards the end of the month. Your outcome card we see is the Nine of Rods, Leo. So the Nine of Rods is very much tied into the Ten of Rods. However, the Nine of Rods is a defensive card. Feeling defensive, feeling protective, watching your back, and kind of making sure that what you have created and what you have strived to become, going back to the Chariot card, or what you're going after or what you're wanting, is just not dropped by a certain person who may decide at the last minute to turn their back on something. So make sure, Leo, in the month of March, that you keep that defensive stance or that defensive posture about yourself in terms of protecting yourself spiritually and emotionally, but at the same time, do not let other people's actions if they say one thing and do something else, don't confuse the two. So I would put more trust in the action this month, Leo, than the word. But you're on some sort of new beginning, whether this is emotionally in new relationships, whether this is emotionally in something passionate or creative that you are very interested in. You're very driven, and there's comfort there, and there's nurturing, and you need that. And many of you may be feeling very stuck, but you're being divinely guided. So the message is to rest, is to ask, is to pray, and to receive the message, because something's leading you to something more of a complete stage in your life, especially when it revolves around long-term career, long-term partnership, long-term living situations, etc. So good luck to you, Leo. Your reading was very, very fascinating. There was a lot going on in your reading for the month of March. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a fabulous month, Leo, and I'll speak to you soon.